Hey, it's P.levi from the New World News Network here in London. It wouldn't be a British news update if we didn't tell you about the weather. So, weather update. It's fucking pissing it. So, weather's done. I've done a good job there. Right, so today we've got the Metro. Obviously, didn't see yesterday's the free newspaper, so it's just mind control all over. And the big story that's hitting at the moment is, don't blame Gary! Oh, poor Gary. Look, he's upset. He's upset. Whilst he's on holiday in Los Angeles in a £630 a night Los Angeles hotel. Well, if you don't know who Gary Lineker is, he used to kick a football about. He played a few games for England, but yeah, he basically kicks football about. And he was also, you might remember the Twitter spat he had with Tommy Robinson over refugees. But this isn't about that, this is about pay review. And as we said yesterday, all this paper is really pitting anti-family values and attacks on men and attack on women, just completely dividing the people. So women hate men and men hate women. And you wonder where this attitude comes from. It comes from from people reading shit like this. So what they're saying is that they've released the BBC pay files. Hope I'm doing a good job filming. But in a nutshell, these women are pissed because they earn about 150k a year. Well, he earns, millions. So what they're not talking about is where the fuck does this money come from? Because BBC don't have advertisers, not a free market model. No, 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 no. What they do is they basically bribe the British people into paying the license fee. Yeah, they have to pay a license fee. So if you just own a TV, you'll get letters from the BBC saying if you don't, give us £150 a month, whatever it is, you're going to get a knock on the door. We've got these secret fans that go around. With all this technology on, and we can tell you're watching the BBC and you don't have a license. So there was, I think, quite a few thousand people have been prosecuted for not paying the license, and mainly they're pensioners who don't know any better, don't really understand it. And yeah, it's terrifying. So what I'm trying to get to, what I'm trying to ramble to, is that it's an example of what Stefan Molyneux always worries about. Because what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we'll get onto the free market and why Gary Lineker might earn more, even though I hate the guy? But do you think these men are going to take less of a salary, or do you think the women are going to get paid more? And if they get paid more, again, where's the money going to come from? Where's it going to come from? It's going to be more basically tax. It's going to be it's basically a story saying that women need to steal money from the state in order to be successful. Because the money's kind of coming from the state. They get government backing to send these threatening letters to people. They get part of the court system where the justice is corrupt, where the courts will back this and just say, just because you have a TV, you might be able to watch BBC. So because you might be watching it, you have to pay us. So what I'm tempted to do, I'm tempted to broadcast just me sat in the toilet, stick aerials up everywhere so people could receive this broadcast. And I'm going to send them threatening letters going, hey, look, I'm broadcasting in your area. Admittedly, it's just me on the toilet. You could be watching this, and because of that, you should pay it, because you might be watching it, and you have the ability to watch it, obviously. So that is a criminal offence. So my main point is, I'm ranting a lot, is I think what the story is ignoring is where's the money coming from. Again, it's the pay gap, that the pay gap's real and women are being mistreated. But all that's going to happen is that they're going to demand more taxpayer money or license fee money to put out more crap. And again, it's really good for the BBC because they love promoting the pay gap. Now, credit to Gary Lineker, he did kick a football about, and he's got a job on a programme about kicking a football about. So there's the free market there, that he is an England player. The biggest thing in England is football. Like, everyone watches football. One of the probably the biggest programme on, I'm guessing, on BBC is Match of the Day. And I imagine every guy's watching that. So Gary Lineker presents it, so it kind of works. And what do these women present? It's just like a frigging gossip show. And I think the demand's there. I reckon Match of the Day is pulling in way much more money than what... I don't even know what these girls do. I imagine they do some kind of gossip crap. at lunchtime, like daytime TV, that no one fucking watches. And that's why the pay gap's there. It's because of the market, that the market for football, especially the World Cup, he presents the World Cup, friggin' massive. And it's not just, I mean, do you think people from, well, I guess Australia's not a good example, but maybe Portugal or Spain or places in Europe, Poland, even places like India are crazy for it. Do you think they tune in to watch celebrity gossip or football? Like Man United, Arsenal, these top teams, Champions League. That's why the pay gap's there. It's not really a great example as to why Gary Lineker gets so much. His schedule's probably way much more fucking hectic than what just going to a studio wearing pretty shit and talking to Jordan who's got fake tits, compared to like having to travel around the world, go to all his football matches, doing it live. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but the question should be, where's that money actually coming from? Next one is just a classic. Liz Hurley's looking sexy at 52, but it also emphasises how she's a single mummy. Single mummy, single mummy. Why can't they pick a woman who's got a husband and kids and go, oh, isn't she doing great at 52? Look at her great kids, but no, it's just single mum. She does look, I do admit, she looks great. This is an article just saying Brexit is never going to happen in a million years. So it's just conditioning the public that, you know, we're never going to get Brexit. This is the gender pay gap. And I want to go back to this. It's funny how they have a glamorous picture of the women. And then Chris Evans, who earns the most, just looks like a friggin' mess. Can you see that? See that? Let's move it. There. So yeah, you got the women there. And then Chris Evans over here, just looking like a complete and utter mess with a baseball cap. So yeah, it's making the women look really clever, really intelligent, and the men just looking dumb, unwashed, unclean, unshaved. Yet they earn more, and it just adds to psychology. Oh well, you know, Chris Evans has got a beard, he's got a baseball cap, he looks like he hasn't washed. Why is he earning all this money and these pretty girls aren't earning anything? It's just going to cause friggin' outrage, because that's how people think. Suicide of lead singer, which I might do a thing on altogether, just how destructive Hollywood is. All these great people. Unfortunately, we had Prince, David Bowie. Obviously, you know, going back, Kurt Cobain, the same thing. You had Chris Cornell. You know, Hendrix was an absolute tragedy. Michael Jackson was ridiculous. Just seems to be a really terrible place. But anyway, OJ to be freed after 9 years in jail. So the juice is loose, and he's going to have another stab at life. See what I did there? Stab at life. But mark my words, he did the robbery on the anniversary of Nicole Murder's death. So I'm going to make a prediction that OJ commits another crime on another anniversary of Nicole's death. And again, back to this, Chris Evans looks like an absolute mess. See if you can see that. Really hard pointing this. Chris Evans looks like an absolute mess. These girls look absolutely gorgeous. And they're saying, well, pay gap, the women need more money. And again, how are they going to get this more money? BBC are going to basically charge more. And it's not a free market system. They're going to force people to pay it. And if they don't pay it, they're going to take them to court. So a lot like the welfare system, really. Pretty much carbon copy. UK crime epidemic. These people on mopeds. There's an epidemic at the moment on crime, and it's gone up 18%. Sexual assaults have doubled, and that's just on the train. That's just train attacks, like women getting raped on the train. But it's interesting they've got a photo of mopeds, because what it doesn't mention is acid attacks. And they've gone up through the roof in London, and they use mopeds to do it now. In the space of like 72 minutes, over the weekend, there were 8 acid attacks. And they're not revealing the identity of the attackers. Where the acid attacks take place are Muslim areas. And yeah, you wonder if it's a mixture of if it's like honour kind of killings, or whether it could be like an ISIS attack, you know, just teaching people just to go around and just cause terror and just spray people. They could also be robbing stuff as well, like when I look into it, like they'll use mopeds right up to another motorbike, spray them in the face, they're fucked, just fuck off with their motorbike. So it is mixed with robbery as well. But if you the people that get caught doing this, don't get really heavy sentences. In the UK, the sentences aren't very high. If you killed somebody in a fight and you got manslaughter, probably get sentenced 5 years, be out in 2. So if you do an acid attack, you're probably going to be out in months. And if you think that is a psychotic thing to do to someone, it's worse than just pulling out a knife saying, hey, give me your wallet. You're fucking someone over for life, putting acid all over their face. Some of them were pregnant women, that was an Islamic one, where they tried to kill the baby by throwing water on. Paramedics have been hit. But there's no mention of acid attacks, where the areas are, what could be causing it. The only thing that they could possibly be causing all this crime, the spat of crime that's going on in London. There's not enough police, so we need more funding. Pretty much the same protocol here. We need more funding, we need more money, and it's not free market money. It's not like, oh, we're going to make stuff better. The free market idea they've got is tax. And then the rest of it is, I'm going to leave it here. 9/11 experts brought in to help Grenfell Tower search. So me and Jamie are talking about the Grenfell Tower. They're going to bring in 9/11 experts, not Luke Radowski, not Alex Jones, I'm guessing. They won't be there. No, it's going to be 9/11 experts who found a passport, just lying on top of the rubble within hours. No mention of Building 7. The free fall speed, they didn't really explain that very well. I'm not saying I know what happened on 9/11, but if you're going to use 9/11 experts, if I was to use them, I wouldn't expect to find out how the fuck that tower caught fire. I'd be expecting to find out how to cover it up. Yeah, because that's what they did, the 9/11 investigation. They covered it up. So we're going to pay taxpayers' money to cover up what happened at the... I'm rubbish at filming. Should do it like this. Greenfield. Greenfield Tower's going to get the 9/11, so we're going to get a cover up. And there was a judge that came out who said, pretty sure it wasn't a fridge fire. It's an ISIS bomb factory in there, and they were using the fridge to keep the explosives cool. That went bang. So technically, yeah, it was a fridge fire, but it's what was in the fridge that was the problem. And it's interesting that it was a hot point fridge, and if a hot point fridge caused all that damage, don't you think they'd be recalling the product? Don't you think they'd be doing an investigation so this never happens again? Because that fire got out of control bloody quick. You got this monkey selfie. Don't you can see that. Basically, a monkey's got more rights than that baby who's trying to get treatment in America. The monkey's got rights. Monkey's got rights to selfie. And then finally, I'm going to end it here. This is just celeb. This is a relationship here. Spider-Man dude. She's just got out of a relationship, just broken up with someone, and she's just gone straight out with this guy. So again, it's kind of like jumping from one man to the other to the other. Jada Smith, Will Smith's wife. I know she have open affairs, but she used to be a drug dealer. But bloke from some band called Direction, something One Direction, he's going to be a shitty dad because he's a bloke. He's too young. He's 25. He's way too young. Again, the rest of it is just literally Lewinsky salutes JC for cheating confession. So yeah, cheating's cool. Cheating's all good. Can you see that? JC, cool. And that's it. We've run over time. We're only halfway through this paper. It gets worse. Get the idea. It's welfare for the BBC. It's welfare for the 9/11 inquiry, the Grenfell Tower. And yeah, and it's going to be welfare to get more police to figure out that it's got nothing to do with Islam. Alright, well, it's still raining here. It's going to be raining tomorrow. All the best. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the shitty camera work.